Hi, I'm Tara,
Hi, and I'm Cecilia.
and we're
Winging
winging
it
it in
in
a
a Winnebago.
Winnebago. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us today. How you doing today, babe?
I am doing great. Just
Good.
fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
I love to hear that.
Yeah. So, in today's topics,
Yeah.
um, it is my health journey and how it led us here.
Yes, I'm excited to dive into it and see how far down you're going to dish.
Not that far down. Not that far down.
You're just scooping off the top layers.
Yeah. So, it's going to go from going blind,
Ooh, that's a big one.
yeah, to getting a kidney,
That's also a very big one.
to living in a Winnebago.
Yes, and here we are.
We sure are. So let's get into it.
Let's get into it, babe.
Yeah. Um, so I was diagnosed with diabetes very early on. I think I was like I was in my teenage years. I was 15 or so when I got diagnosed with diabetes, and
Really youngin'.
yeah, it was uncontrolled for a little while. I want to say for a very, very long while that it was uncontrolled. Um,
Benny just left. He hates this story.
I know he's sad about it. So yeah, I was diagnosed with diabetes at 15, and um, basically, like any youngin teenager, I was just out of control, and it led to like losing my eyesight little by little because of diabetes. First, it was my left eye. I had surgery in 2014, and didn't really get vision on my left side.
So your left eye, you still don't have vision in?
I do not know. Nope, no
Oh.
vision on there, which they think I might, but who knows? And then, you know,
Maybe with another surgery, you might be able to get a little bit of vision back.
possibly, they're not for sure. It would be experimental, but they're not for sure. Um, but yeah, and then slowly, I started to kind of lose vision on my right.
Mm.
But I had, because with diabetes you get little bleeders in your what you call it, in the little vessels or little veins that you have in your eye.
Yeah.
So if they start bleeding,
And your
then
retina? Is it in your retina?
it kinda, but
Okay.
it's just the little vessels, the blood vessels that you have in your
Okay.
eye. It starts bleeding.
Wow.
Yeah. So then you either need like a laser to kind of like burn them off so they stop bleeding, and
Yeah.
that's what was happening to me. I was getting laser, but I hated it. It just thinking about it gives me PTSD. So yeah. Um, so I was having those, and then in 2019 I went in for surgery, um, because I couldn't stay awake for it. So they did a lot of like burning of the vessels because
Yeah.
I had a lot of them that were bleeding. So um, yeah, I came back. The doctor said that it was gonna come back, but that my vision was gonna come back. It was gonna clear up, but it never did. So I was blind for like what, 4 or 5 months. So
Yeah,
from
about
November,
4 months.
from
Yeah,
November
so
to
they
March.
before the surgery you did have vision. But
Yeah,
they were concerned about your eye health.
yeah,
And so they wanted to go in and do surgery to stop some of the bleeders that were happening. But I
okay.
guess while they were in the surgery, um, I don't know what happened. Maybe there
I
was some blood that got inside of your retina.
Yeah,
And so after the surgery, you had to wear a eye mask for like 2 days. And then when you took the eye mask off, you couldn't see out of that eye at all. Um, it was just light dark. That was it, right?
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah,
So and that yeah, that was pretty scary. We went back to the doctor, and the doctor said maybe it'll clear up, maybe it won't.
yeah,
Um, and then we started living life like you were blind. Well, I mean you were blind, but like that was like that's how life was going to be from there on out.
yeah, mhm, yeah, and but you never gave up. because my eyesight didn't come back. And when we went back, the doctor said, it might come back, it might not, right?
Right.
So then we're like, okay, well, what the hell? What do we do? Like, I can't be blind. So, yeah, we went around, well, Tara, because I couldn't drive, I couldn't see. So,
Right.
you were the one that you just drove me around to specialists, and we finally found you found a specialist in Chicago.
Yes.
He's like, I can do the surgery, but I can't do much because you need follow-up appointments. And
Right.
he
Ongoing
suggested
care.
a different doctor um, in Southern Illinois that we
Yep.
went to go see. He did the surgery. He's like, I'm gonna do the surgery. I'm gonna clean it up, and then I could see. So every month or so, every few months, I would go in for shots.
It was amazing. Yes. Uh-huh. And that doctor was fantastic. He went in, he did the surgery, and he did like shots in your eye basically. And after, I want to say like a week after the, well, actually within a couple of days, you started getting a little bit of vision back. And within a week, you could see again.
Yeah.
Which is crazy after 4 months of thinking you're going to be blind forever,
Mhm.
to finally get your vision back.
Yeah.
I mean, it was really truly amazing.
Yeah. It was an experience, and it's down in the books as a crazy experience of
Definitely.
health wise.
Definitely, that was pretty scary.
Yeah. And then after
2020.
in 2020, um, COVID was getting close, and then in between COVID and getting my eyesight back, then because of the diabetes, high blood pressure, and every awesome thing that comes with diabetes,
Right, right.
I started losing kidney function. So
Pretty rapidly.
yeah, then I think after the doctor said after 75%, it started dropping very rapidly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I was going into kidney failure. Well, I went into kidney failure in 2020. Like, definitely. It was very, very low. And I started dialysis. I was a
Peritoneal.
good candidate for um, a peritoneal,
Yeah,
for peritoneal
peritoneal
dialysis.
dialysis, which is like a catheter in your peritoneal cavity in your
Yeah.
abdomen.
So it's in the abdomen, and basically what you do is there's like dextrose, basically it's like sugar water, and it cleans out all of the toxins in your body. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing. I mean, obviously it was crazy. You would get like um, 30 boxes of this dextrose dialysate delivered to the house monthly, and so we'd have to have room to store these 30 boxes that were all like, you know, 2 feet by 1 foot. Um, so you'd have like a whole wall of this stored up, and then you'd plug in at night before bed. So every night you would dialysate. I don't know how long, but it's several hours.
Yeah.
Like between 8 and 10, somewhere around there. I can't remember. It's been a few years now,
Yeah.
but so you'd plug in before bed and then unplug in the morning,
Mhm.
and there'd be a big machine sitting on your nightstand.
Yeah, I think I have a video of that somewhere. I think
I
we can.
definitely do.
You do. Yeah, so I think we can add it on our YouTube channel. Just a little compilation of things on YouTube. That would be fun. Uh, so yeah, um, being on dialysis was hard. I felt really like stuck and like out of control, and just it was scary. It was scary for sure. And I was on dialysis for 3 years. I think it was like 2 years that I was on the list for in St. Louis for
What list?
the kidney transplant list.
How did you get on the list?
I don't know. Well, I had to apply for it. I had to be healthy and follow like a strict regimen of um, basically with my medications, and it was very strict, and I was a great candidate for it. I was like their, what is it called, poster child for peritoneal dialysis.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to get listed in St. Louis, you have to, let them know that you would like to be listed for a kidney transplant, get on the list, in
Mhm.
line, I guess is what it's called.
Mhm.
And in order to do that, they'll be like, okay, you have to do all of these tests. So you have to do, it's probably about 6 to 9 months worth of testing
Mhm.
just to make sure you're healthy enough. So you have to have, an EKG done to check your heart health. You have to have all of your female tests done, like
Mhm.
pap smear. You have to have breast exams.
Yeah.
You have to have ultrasounds. You have to make sure that everything about you is in totally perfect health
Mhm.
aside from your kidney.
Yep. I
But
also had to
everything
get
else
my
has to be really, really good. So they
yeah.
know that you'll be able to make it through surgery and be a good candidate to keep that kidney for a long time.
I also had to uh take out my wisdom teeth.
Oh yeah, she had to have her wisdom teeth removed,
Yeah.
which I know that sounds kind of crazy, but yeah, that was part of the stipulation. It's like we're not
Yeah.
going to take any risks.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Life was crazy after that. Being on dialysis and stuff.
it
It
was.
it made me feel stuck, like I said. Um, but um,
And the list in St. Louis was like when she finally got the letter that she was listed officially in line for a kidney. The list is about 5 years long,
oh
so we knew
yes.
that we had a wait of about 5 years, and this was 9 months after she'd already been on dialysis for like 9 months.
Yeah.
And dialysis is hard on your body, even though she was doing peritoneal. We certainly weren't looking forward to another 5 years of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It yeah. I don't know what else to say about that.
I know it was hard.
It was hard.
But then
Um,
in 2021, we moved to
we moved to Florida,
Florida.
and that was another hurdle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was another hurdle to go to because we had to, The good thing is that DeVita, the place that I was going for dialysis, they transferred everything, and that
Yes.
was helpful. And
It
then
was
we go
awesome.
from there. So we just found
So
like
she
different
started the
doctors
process
and
of getting listed
yeah.
there. And again, they have their own process. They don't just take everything. They wanted her to,
Mhm.
do a lot of the testing in Florida that they had already kind of done in St. Louis.
Yeah, there was a few things that I had to do. Yes, yeah. That I said, well, I just did that. Why can't you pull it from St. Louis? And they're like, we did, but we have a different process and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay. So I
Right.
had to go just for a few things, but that took a year.
It took a year.
It took a year.
A year
Yeah.
to get everything we needed. And in the end, we were like, oh, we're so close. We're so close. She needed like one more thing. I feel like it was some sort of like a MRSA vaccine or something. It was like a
Hmm.
weird thing. But they were like, this is it. This is the one last thing.
No,
And
I needed all of my vaccines. All of my childhood vaccines I needed to redo. So I redid all of them.
yeah, but then there was one last thing. There was one last thing that was like still hanging out there. And we were waiting. We were waiting for you to officially be
Oh,
listed.
yes, it was because it was one vaccine and it had to be in separate ones.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
my
maybe it
doctor
had to be
said.
separated from the
Yeah,
other ones, I
it
feel like.
it was. I had to wait a certain amount of months, so we were waiting for that month to come so I could get that certain vaccine. I can't remember which one it was, but yes. And then after that,
And then after that, you would have been listed in
yeah,
Florida.
yeah.
But before that could happen, I was at work and I get a phone call from Tampa General Hospital, the transplant team, saying, "We
Mhm.
have a kidney." And they had tried to call Cecilia, but she was at work, excuse me. She was at work, and so she wasn't able to answer her phone. She'd missed the phone call essentially because she was with patients at the time. And so I was like, "Oh my god, we didn't even know she was listed. Like we didn't know this was even a possibility that this could happen right now. Like we thought that we were still waiting on a couple of things, and they're like, nope, you're next up on the list.
Was it even a year in after I got listed?
You hadn't even gotten listed yet. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I don't think so.
You had not gotten
I
listed.
got listed.
We had dragged our feet in Florida a little bit on getting you listed because she was already listed in St. Louis. We were like, that was such an ordeal. When St. Louis calls, we'll go to St. Louis. You're
You can't get a kidney if you're not listed in Tampa. You have to be listed. I was listed.
I know. What I'm saying is when we first moved to Florida, we dragged our feet on getting you listed in Florida.
Yeah, it took a while.
Because because we thought you were already listed in St. Louis and we didn't want to go through the whole process again. But then after, we spent nearly a year in Florida, we were like, actually, we should just do it. We should get you listed in Florida. And then we started the process, which is why it was 2 years into us living in Florida before you got the kidney.
Yeah.
Because we just didn't jump on it the second we got to Florida because we were like, well, you're already listed. That was so much work. We're waiting on a kidney. We're already waiting on a kidney.
Mm-hmm.
And then, after talking to your nephrologist and whatever, they were like, no, you should definitely get listed here. We started the process.
Yeah.
Which, like you said, it took about a year for you to get listed in Florida, but Florida counted the
My 3
time
years.
that she'd already
years.
been on the list,
Yeah.
which was a year in Illinois before we moved, and then 2 years in Florida. So she sat on a list for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because you got listed in 2020. I want to say it was maybe it was the very beginning of 2021.
I think
so.
it
It was almost
closer
3
to
years.
the end of 2020.
It was at the end of 2020,
Mhm.
beginning of 21. So it was almost 3 years because the kidney came in October of 2023 is when we got the call.
Yeah. So, actually, I had a gastric sleeve, and that was because they wanted me to lose weight for the surgery.
That's true.
So
That
I
happened in
got a gastric.
22.
So that happened October 5th of 2022. So then a year later, actually on that same day, October 5th, the year of my gastric sleeve anniversary, that's when I got the call of the kidney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then literally,
The
I get
next
the
day.
call. I call her, and I was like, "Hey, there's a kidney. You need to call them. Let's discuss. Is this the right kidney?" Which I know seems silly. You should just say yes to a kidney, but this
Yeah.
kidney was like, could have been a higher risk kidney. So they always
Mhm.
ask, like, this isn't the perfect kidney.
Yeah.
This is a higher risk kidney. Do you want it?
Well, yeah, my coordinator called and she's like, okay, this is everything with the kidney. It's a high risk and yada, yada, yada. And I didn't know what to think of it. I was in shock that I had received a call of a kidney. And then she's like, do you accept the kidney? And I was like, and I think you answered for me because I was in shock. I was like, what is happening?
Well, I think we discussed it. I didn't just say yes. I think we discussed it a little bit because I was like, well, obviously you're the one
Yeah.
taking all the risk here, but how long do you want to keep waiting? There's a kidney now.
Yeah,
know?
you did say that. Yeah, when we were on the phone and we had to make that decision then and
It
there.
was very quick. They're like,
Yeah.
you know,
You need to say it now.
yes or no, do you want this kidney?
Yeah, and then I think you're like, yes. And you were talking to me, you're like, yes, when else do you want to keep waiting? And I'm like, yes, I'll take the kidney. And then I was like working. Actually, I was like in a tiny break because I was getting infusions because my blood pressure would get low because I would get dehydrated fast because of dialysis.
Right.
So I had just left the infusion place and I received the call in the parking lot and I'm just like crying and sobbing. I called my manager. I'm like, I got a kidney. I gotta go. I can't go back to work. And she's like, don't worry. I'm so happy for you. So yeah, then I texted my doctor, and which she's now our friend. She's our best friend. So yeah, I texted her like, I got a kidney, and they were like, she was working, and they were all clapping, and then who else did we tell?
My family,
Your
obviously.
your
We
family,
called
and then
my
I called my
sister,
mom
my
too.
mom. Yep.
Yeah. So
And
yeah,
obviously my job, I was on the phone at work, and so everybody in my office knew what was going on because I was like, at my desk freaking out, and they're like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And I was like, there's a kidney," and they're like, "Go."
yeah,
So
yeah. It was that is the most one of the most memorable memories I have. of good news.
It was amazing. It was an
Yeah,
amazing day.
man, I still want to freaking cry right
I
now
know.
because of
Me too.
how crazy it is, and it's been what 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be 3 years. It's gonna be 3 years
It'll be
this
3 years in
October.
October.
Yeah. Oh
So yeah,
man,
we got to that hospital. I mean, we literally went home, and
we
I
packed up.
we packed an overnight bag,
Yeah.
and
And Lennon was home, and we're like, we gotta go. There's a kidney.
yeah, my son was there. Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was a senior in high school, so he was
Mhm.
fine by being by himself. But
Yeah.
yeah, and we went straight to the hospital, and literally they came in, they did all these tests on her, and they're like, everything looks good. We're gonna put it. It's on its way here. It was like in transport on its way, and then like as
Mhm.
soon as it gets here in the morning, we are going to
Have surgery.
yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
get it
Yeah.
into you first
Yeah.
thing in the morning, and it was bright and early.
Yeah, it was. And then they, I go in there, they prep me and everything, and then I'm sitting. I'm never gonna forget this. I can still see it in my mind, clear as day. I'm laying on the bed, on the operation bed, and then I can see like two nurses coming in with a little like a incubator that looked like an egg, and it's just like, holy crap, holy shit, the kidney is there. Yeah, it was just crazy. And then they're telling me all about it. I'm just like looking at the little egg, and yeah, I'm
It's
just
amazing.
it was I don't know. I don't even know how to describe of how amazing it is. Amazing is the only thing that I can think of.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. The surgery went perfect.
yeah.
Everything went just perfect. It was great. It was
Mhm.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And, she recovered so well,
And quick.
so
It.
quick.
I feel like it. I feel like the kidney loves my body. It like my body accepted the kidney right away, even though I know I'm on immunosuppressants, but it's like the kidney is like, I belong here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Knock on wood, but I mean, it's been a pretty darn happy kidney.
Mhm.
And your diabetes has like practically gone away.
Yeah.
She's not on any kind of insulin,
Yeah.
um, or metformin,
Yeah.
and she's just like much healthier. It's amazing. No
Mhm.
more dialysis, and
Yeah. Not being on dialysis for the first few weeks, it was like something was missing because I was doing it for so long. It just felt like something was missing.
like you were forgetting something at
Yeah.
that time.
I'm like, oh, what am I forgetting? What am I forgetting? But yeah, it's been it's been it's been life changing.
Yeah.
Just and it's you know it's been crazy. But
It has.
thank you to the family who you know um,
Donated.
donated all the organs. I mean, one of the kidneys went to me, another kidney went to somebody else. This is why it's always important to donate. You know,
It really is.
yeah, because I
She was a 30-something-year-old woman. That's all we
it
know
was
about her.
yeah, that's it. Oh, they did tell us that during when they gave us a call.
You're
It's
allowed
like
to know the age and the
it's
gender.
a 30-something-year-old female, and um, basically that was it.
That's pretty much it.
And
Yeah,
they don't tell you their name or anything.
they told us that it was a high risk kidney, but they
Hmm.
can't tell us why. They can just give us a list of things that it could possibly be.
Yeah,
But we don't know what it is on the list.
yeah,
Like she could have been homeless, or she could have been a drug user, or she could have been a sex worker, or
yeah,
she could have, but we don't know we don't know.
yeah.
We don't get the details on that.
Hmm. Yeah, but everything went well. Everything's been good so far. Knock on wood.
Yeah.
Everything's been great. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Everything's been perfect.
donate.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Be a donor. Check the box.
because
Talk to your family about
it
it.
could save a box, and
Save a life.
yeah. Did I say box?
You did.
Oh, my bad. Because I have a life.
Right. Save somebody from going into a box.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just amazing. Um,
Truly.
yeah.
Truly is.
Yeah. I can't explain it. But yeah. So I do want to mention this real quick before we move on. When I was at the hospital recovering, and Tara was just talking to her family. I don't know who she was talking to. She's like, "Yeah, and the kidney, it's doing so good, and the kidney." I'm just like, Paula, 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 and I'm like, the kidney's name is Paula. So, yeah, I don't know, but I call my kidney Paula because that is the name that would come up in my head every time Tara would talk about the kidney.
Yep.
You know,
Paula.
Paula.
She's great.
She's doing great. She likes it in here.
She does.
So, and she's keeping me healthy. So,
She's a happy kidney, and
yeah,
Cecilia is a happy
you're
person.
crying. I'm not crying.
Because of the kidney. I know.
Yeah.
It's very emotional. I mean, obviously, it saved her
It
life.
is. It is. It's been life changing, and that is how we are here because got a kidney.
Now we have the freedom. Now
And
that
we
her
have
health is
freedom.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And
yeah.
we don't want to waste this life. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think all the things that have happened with Cecilia's health is really also uh, had us evaluating how we're living life, and we want to make the most of it every day.
Hmm. Yeah. It's a new. What is it called? A new leaf in life? No.
New
It,
lease.
it's a new lease. Yes.
Yeah,
New lease in life.
it
So,
is.
yeah, we have to live it. We have to live it. Except no hiking.
Ugh, that's all I ever want to do, and she hates it.
Ugh,
That's
I
okay.
do want to climb a mountain, but I don't want to hike.
I
I also don't
know.
want to climb the mountain,
I
but I
wanna-
do want to
I
climb the
really want to.
mountain.
I really do.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to things that are not quite as heavy.
Yes.
We drove up to Montezuma Pass, which is in like southern Cochise County in Arizona, and it's so cool. So you there's hiking there, but like I said, it's like pulling teeth to get my wife to do any hiking, so we didn't do any of that. But we did
Drove.
we chased the sun. So when we got into the park, which is part of the um, I want to say it's part of the Coronado National Forest even. But Coronado National Forest is huge. It's like
Mhm.
millions of acres. Um, but anyway, I digress. So when we first got into the park, the sun had already gone behind the mountain. So technically, where we were, the sun had already set. And we kept driving, got to like the foothills, um, and then we got to like the base of the mountain, and then we started climbing, and it was just like a bunch of like switchbacks. And again, it's already, I don't want to say dark. It's not dark, but
Mm-mm.
it is past sunset, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of more dusky, I guess. So, and we're driving up, and it takes us like 10 minutes from like getting into the park to finally getting to the top of the mountain. And when we got to the top of the mountain, we could look out over Mexico, and the sun was there again. Like we like got to see the sunset again.
It was gorgeous.
So like we watched a sunset twice in one day.
Mhm.
Which, how often do you get to see two sunsets in one day? It was really cool.
It was.
And it was beautiful, and it was literally the definition of like big sky, because you're up there, um, and it's like, you know, then in the distance there's another mountain that the sun is setting over, and um, and you look the other direction from the direction we just came, and the sky is just like all pinks and purples.
Mhm.
So it was really incredible. So anyway, we stayed, we watched the sunset, and then I wanted to get back down the mountain before it got dark, because I didn't want to do all the switchbacks in the dark.
Yeah, because the road was a bit narrow.
It was narrow. It was a
Yeah.
narrow road, and it was like, you know, rock. It was a mountain road, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I don't really want to do this in the dark. There's no lights except for my car. Um, So we did. We got back down the mountain, and then when we were driving back, we got pulled over
Mm.
because, well, for speeding, even though I was like very much so just following traffic. But so I was not like speeding ahead of people or anything like that. But I get it. I was speeding. I'm not denying it. We were actually pulled over for speeding, but the guy said the state trooper said it was because we came out of an area that is um, known for smugglers. So I was like, okay, this is why we're really being pulled over. He was like, well, you were only in the park for about 25 minutes, which is usually the route for smugglers and about the length of time that they take.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no, no, no. We just went up for Sunset. No, that's
Mhm.
not us. But anyway, so that's why I only got a warning because I think that he pulled us over and then was like, oh, I guess these two aren't actually smuggling anything across the border there. Turns out.
Yeah, turns out
Yeah.
we don't got nothing to smuggle.
And then the next day, we went to Nogales,
Nogales.
Mexico, and spent the day in Nogales, and that was a lot of fun. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, crossing over, we actually crossed on foot. We didn't take our vehicle, so
Right. We just
we
parked
parked on the border.
in Nogales,
and
Arizona.
and which going through it's a little cute town. But then yeah, we walked through, and it was just easy. We walked through, and then all of a sudden
So
you're in
easy.
Mexico, and it's just like little like food stand there and food stand over there. It was pretty cool. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, they don't check anything. They
Mm.
didn't check any documentations.
Now when
We
you go
carried
in,
a backpack across. Nobody looked at that. No one talked to us. We just
Yeah.
like walked across the border and we're like, oh, I guess we're in Mexico now. Nobody asked us anything.
yeah. Oh, we here.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
like, oh, yeah, we're here. Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, we crossed over, and we were hungry, so we like just searched for a place to eat, and we ate at this like really nice restaurant.
We did. You
Yeah.
should tell them how much we brought over in money.
So we had money left over from a different time that we went to Mexico, um, and when I counted it all together, we had like
37.
$37, which is 525 pesos.
Yeah. So we had like $37 in pesos, American dollars, which was somewhere around like 520 something dollars in pesos. And so we went to lunch.
Went to lunch. We had, actually, I really like the beans. I don't think you ate because they cook them in like bacon grease.
No, I didn't have the beans.
but
I
they
like
were-
the rice though.
The rice, it was good too. I love the beans, and we had
Chili
a chile
rellenos.
relleno. Yeah. Oh, it was so,
So
good.
good.
Oh my god, I'm hungry.
It was really good. I know,
Yeah.
me too.
Yeah. It was so good.
Yep.
Um,
And then we just walked around. There's a whole bunch of little like shops and honestly, I think that area must be really big for medical tourism. There was dentist offices
Mhm.
everywhere.
Yeah.
There was like med spas.
mhm.
But there was also things like barber shops and nail shops and
Yeah. It was all kinds of things.
really, yeah,
Yeah.
truly.
Bunch of definitely medical. I
There
saw a
was
lot of
a
dentist places.
ton of oral
which I'm like,
surgeons and
okay,
dentists.
I'm gonna go get my teeth done.
I know, seriously. that's for real, for real.
Yeah. So that was pretty good.
That was cool. Then we stopped and got ice cream.
Yes, we got ice cream. Well, you did, because I was so full from lunch still, and I was still
yeah.
drinking my Coke Light, not Diet Coke, folks. I said Coca de dieta, and she's like, oh, Coke Light. I said, yeah,
Coke Light.
Coke Light.
And then I can't pass an ice cream place up, so there was an ice cream place, and I stopped and got some ice cream. And then I got 2 pairs of sunglasses from 2 different vendors. Neither of the pairs were the ones that I actually wanted, which were from the first vendor, but he wanted $25 like
Mhm.
American dollars for a pair of sunglasses.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think so.
I know. At
So,
first, I thought he meant like 15 pesos. I was like, okay, yeah, cool, or 20. But no, it was doll hairs.
right. And I
Yeah.
said, no. Also, we didn't even bring any dollars. We just brought our pesos.
Yeah.
We didn't have any American cash.
Mhm.
And
Um,
I mean, we didn't even know how far the pesos were gonna go because we've had them. We're like, we're just gonna go like look around anyway. But
mhm.
then it ended up going a pretty long way. Like I said, we
Oh,
got lunch. I got a couple pairs of glasses. I got ice cream. I feel like
yeah.
you got something somewhere too.
Yeah, because I had a bunch of change because of the ice cream place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I'll take all this candy when we were standing in line to come back.
Oh yeah, we
Uh,
did get a bunch of
yeah.
candy. Oh, you got a magnet
Oh yeah, I did get a magnet. Yep.
that said Nogales.
Yep. But yeah, we still have like 100 pesos left.
And we still have 100 pesos left.
Yeah. So.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
not a bad day. Not a
Mhm.
bad day. So, coming back was a little bit different than going.
We had to wait a while on the
There's a
line.
very long line to get back across the border.
Yeah.
So, we stood in line for about an hour to get back across.
Mhm.
And then, they wanted to see all of our documents and they had to scan us and they
Just a
asked about what
passport.
we brought. Right, I know, but like going there, we didn't show anything, and coming back, they definitely cared. They definitely cared what we
Yeah.
had. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a really fun day. I'm glad we went.
Me too. Yeah. It was fun. I really
Yeah,
liked it. So.
me too. I want
Mhm.
to go back and check out um, Patagonia,
Oh yes.
Arizona. It's very
We can go
close to
this
there.
weekend.
We
Mhm.
really should.
Yeah.
Maybe we will. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, Patagonia was. We just passed through it and it was beautiful.
Mhm.
And I put it on the list as someplace I'd like to explore a little bit further. So
Yeah. For
hopefully
sure.
it'll be nice this weekend because I'd like to take the kayak out
Mhm.
on Patagonia Lake.
Yes.
Or is it
That.
Lake Patagonia? I don't
Yeah. But
know.
yeah. So that was fun. We had a fun weekend.
We
Um,
did.
doing those two things. But that's all we did that weekend.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah. RV updates. Ding ding ding
All
ding.
right. Yeah. What do we
Let
do
me
this
let me
week?
push my ding 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 ding.
That's not
Wrong.
it.
That's a crow. Wait, it's because it also says ding. Okay.
Ding ding. There it is. RV updates.
Good.
What have we done this week, babe?
Woo-hoo. RV updates in real life. Well, guess what?
What?
Guess what, friends?
Tell me. Tell me.
We finally stabilized the RV.
We finally
Woo-hoo.
did. Yes. Much better. It has been so windy here.
Yes.
So the whole thing was like shaking with every gust of wind. So we raised all of our stabilizers. We put down our little like extenders on the bottom before we put it down, and it's much better now.
Yeah.
Much better.
Oh yeah. And you can feel the wind still a little bit because we are in the windy season apparently. Um. So, but it's a lot stable for sure. Um. So let's see here. We stabilized the RV, and then we finished wallpapering where the shelves are gonna go. So we've been so busy, so we still haven't finished them shelves. But hopefully we will have them done for our house tour. Oh no, no, wait. What are we calling it? RV tour.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it,
I'm hoping to get those done in the next couple of days.
yes, yes, yes,
All
yes.
of them are cut and ready to go. They just need to be sanded a bit now. So
Yeah, for
hopefully
sure.
I'll get that done. Also, this week we opened our awning on a beautiful sunny day because we wanted to sit outside and it wasn't really windy.
Hmm.
And then through the night, it got incredibly windy, and we were worried that it was going to rip the awning off the side of the RV. So
Hmm.
then we had to um, run outside and like, you know, the middle of the night and close the awning.
Hmm. Oh,
And now it's just kind of like closed, and the lights that we had on it are kind of like dangling. Because
yeah.
I refuse to give up on it. I'm like, eventually we're going to have another nice day. I don't want to take all these lights down. Because it was so cute We had like
Mhm.
one day of like the cutest outdoor area.
Yeah.
One day. One day.
One day.
And now it looks like we're channeling the upside down with these lights dangling all over the side of our RV.
But have you seen the RV across from us?
I think it looks good.
Oh
She
my
doesn't love
god.
it, but I love it. I
I
love it.
prefer the upside down channeling.
They've got like those pipe lights, you know, I'm talking about like
That's
the
so
lights
weird.
that are like, you know, in like a tube lights maybe. I don't know.
Mhm.
But it's very neat. It's not like just randomly. Like it is like around the windows and along the side and around the windows and around the door. It looks very nice. Unlike our Stranger Things situation happening on the
Who
side of
doesn't
ours.
love Stranger Things? Come on
That's
now.
true. But
Vecna.
I just don't think that we have a whole lot of room to judge other people's lighting situation.
Ours is better because it's
True
upside
that.
down. We're
True that.
channeling upside down.
Well, alrighty then. I am very excited about next week to take you guys on a RV tour. Do you want a house tour?
Do you?
I'll take you to the first, second, third floor.
Is that a real song?
It really is. It really is. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun, so tune in next week. And any more updates for them before we sign off?
Um, is it from Sabrina Carpenter?
I don't know, but we can't legally play a song on our podcast,
Dang it! I just wanted
so better not.
a snippet.
Better not.
Yeah. Anyway, fine.
Didn't you tell me there was copyright issues with that?
I sure did.
Yeah. So I'm reminding you of that.
No,
Okay,
fine.
well, we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Love you.
And we're out.
Pressed on coffee, dust on our shoes, tiny little kitchen, big, big views, rolling home with you. Every road feels brand